We like to encourage everybody to bring something to read, because everybody has writer inside them. You don't have to be, and David, don't take this personally, you do not have to be schooled to write poetry.
7 years in a bottle, worshiping daily those spirits, followed by 2 decades of somnambulant sobriety, the dutiful supplicant in service to the God of getting and spending. A sudden change in theology, doctor on duty, God of the moment, holding the only power that mattered. All the other false voices of God fell silent when he spoke. She didn't make it. And with those words, nothing was God anymore. Shocked, shaken, small enough to crawl back into an empty bottle, but too broken even for that. Torn open and also, strangely, both sober and awake, aware, perhaps for the first time unwilling to supplicate myself before any more false gods. And yet this grief, this longing,
called Faded Photos, 2 Old Men. This old man, he played fives, he played knick-knack with 2 lives. Grandpa died at 6s. Such a short life, such a long and happy future. Sitting by a picket fence, white and getting whiter, his cracked pipe puffs and pours out thick white smoke in rings and wrinkled smiles while his white brush fades and a shutter clicks right on cue. We didn't even hear it when the bright blue shutters right behind the picket fence closed tight. This old man, he played 7s, he played knick-knack, hell come heaven. Grandpa died at 8s. Such a short stay, such a long and painful visit. Visiting the hospital in something of a panic. Crowded in the back seat, we kids squirm and fight and wait till Grandpa from his heights squints and seems to curtly bless our chastened group of 4. We stopped our summer for a moment when we heard, but then went back to playing chess in sunshine, smack in the middle of the dusty street, far apart from clouds of deep green trees. Give the dog a bone. 2 old men came rolling.
It's called David's Island. There was an island in view from the edge of a rattling, angry bridge in the wilds of Lambertville, New Jersey. An island, silent, secret, and contained, where forgotten concrete benches, submerged and drowned by a fickle river god, occasionally become the fallen idols of a lost Atlantis. Where the goddess dwells and holds her breath as she succumbs to the rising waters. His island, David's island, frail and cut by the wind, it sits, steadfast and immobile.
The Banshee plants her laundromat down by Bridge in Maine, convenient to the Starbucks, so you can swallow pain with a half-soy decaf latte with civilized restraint. She's had enough of Riverstones. Cold water chapped her hands. There are machines for washing now, and she has modern plans to outsource all your grieving and cover up the stains. There's no variant for wailing. this town's not zoned for dread. Now the Banshee staff will text you when the one you love is dead, and send a special ringtone to the iPhone in your head. She's had her wrinkles Botoxed, hair untangled and restyled. Her nails are now French polished, but her teeth are still sharp filed, and wail wells up inside her, while her voice rests sweet and mild. She and Death dance at Nevermore, and finish up at Fred's. Bruce revitalized in New Hope, but the dead are still the dead, and there's still that special ringtone on the iPhone in your head. I'm bound down to the river now. I've paid the proper cost for a business privilege license to wail for what we've lost. My hair wild tangled in the wind, my nails sharp, my lips drawn thin, eyes glaring red. I'll claim my place, drop the mask and show my face, and wail for what we've lost.
Inside this book I call my lifetime, with tales both great and small, reflections of the mystery which rests within us all. Upon this earth I've traveled with kindness and with grace, while smiling the sunshine so pure upon my face. These many leaves of wisdom descending from above, the knowledge of my friendships, the colors of my love. In the twilight skies of autumn, with my dreams both past and new, I've all my wishes brightened by these memories of you.
I do. Wet ink on love letters. Paper. You finally tossed those ugly yellow shorts. Cotton. Bradley needed a leash. Leather. Defended your thesis. Books. I got a splinter. Wood. Tried talking to you about my itch. Wool. Should have gotten a medal. Bronze. Smashed plates. Pottery. Plan spoiled. Aluminum. Sign here.
I did live with the Pygmies for a couple of years when I was 19, and I turned my journals into a book, which is, as I said, still selling. This is what one missionary told me one day, and I broke it into 3 sentences. And I had lived in this village for about 10 months, over 18, in Zaire in the Congo, where some Pygmies live in Africa. The longer we stay, the more we realize, the less we know. I think this is what I put for the village. Pima kwanza kama weka weza. Taste first, for only then shall you know.
Tales of a Suburban Gypsy. Above the crypt and the place where my sister and I stood, I heard a rustling and a breeze that slightly moved through the branches and the leaves of a nearby tree. I looked up to see if anyone was noticing this curiosity, but the crowd just stood there in silence. A second later, a gentle wind ran through my hair and around me, and it felt like something was somehow touching my soul. My sister moved closer and asked, "Did you feel that?" She smiled and said, "It's Mom saying goodbye." I had a funny feeling it was her, free as a bird, soaring like the wind, saying goodbye to her earthly kin. And as a tear fell down my cheek, I looked up toward the sky and said, "Goodbye." Life, I decided, is well worth living. I don't want to celebrate my life dwelling on death. I think the lesson is to be free now, and I think it's damn important to figure out how to do that. So here I am. So thank you so much for coming out. It's been a great night. I want to thank all of our readers, and especially we want to thank the Art Center for putting up with this madness.